Hello, Ruth here. I want to share with you 8 ways to sell your product or service. Selling. Let's discuss what selling is. Selling is an art that each of us have the ability to do, whether we're selling our own product or that of another, or convincing someone to do something, or convincing someone to give you something. Even buying or selling a car, the idea is pretty much the same. You're still facilitating their possible needs or desires. So when you sell a product or service, you want to communicate the value of what you have to offer. First of all, you want to believe in your product or service. Believe that what you have can benefit your prospects. You want to be confident that what you have of value, or what you have to offer, is of value and it's something that your prospect needs. You want to believe passionately in your service or product. You must know for yourself that your stuff is good and that you're doing the world a favor. And pretty much, a person got to be crazy, you know, not to listen to what you have to say about it. Second, you want to know your product or service. It is almost near impossible to sell somebody something if you have no clue what you're selling, or if you don't know anything about your product or service. Knowing your product can and will benefit your prospect, and you need to know how it's going to benefit your prospect. When you're asked questions about your product or service, if you don't know, then the person you're talking to is definitely going to know it. Your prospect will be able to pick up on it. So you want to know the pros and cons. You want to sit down and you want to think about every question that a potential customer might ask. And you want to be prepared with answers and be able to show benefits. Third, you want to know your prospective audience. Do research and find out who will benefit from what you have. Search the internet for a similar product and look for what kind of people might be interested in what you have. Help your products prospects see and understand their need for what you have to offer, and find their language and use it to your advantage. Find what they're looking for. Do research. Find exactly in terms what they're putting in search engines. Fourthly, you want to know the competition. How is your product different? How is it the same? And is what you're offering, is it something that the competition is not offering? Does your product have a feature that the product of your competition does not have? Next, you want to get your customer talking. When talking to a potential customer, don't just dump your stuff on them. Don't start talking about your product, but you want to ask questions. Find out what the prospect's need is. Find out what his fears are. Find out what gets him going, what keeps him up at night. What are his passions and dreams? What does he think about most? What's his genuine concern about? 6. How can you help a potential customer? How can your product help them? How can your service help them? You want to guide the conversation. You want to be in control of the conversation, uh, and you want to kind of guide them with towards their fear or passion that you can help them with. Next, offer a solution to their problem. Find out, you know, how can your product or service help them? People want to know how you can help them. People want to be helped. And if you have a product or service that, you know, can make a difference in their life, then offer that assistance to them. Find out how you can help them. Find out how you can make a change in their life. And last, you want to ask for the sale. This is one of the most critical parts of selling your product to a potential customer. Why is it so important? Because many people, well, a lot of people, they're not going to buy anything if you don't ask for it, if you don't ask them to buy it. If you walk up to someone with a box of candy, then very few people, they're not going to know that you're selling that candy unless you talk to them, unless you offer and say, will you buy this candy? They want to know what it's for. Of course, there are some people who will just buy candy just because they like to eat sweets. But when it comes to a true product or service, you do definitely want to ask for the sale. Whether it's, you know, a new customer, investor in your business, or a potential life customer, you want to ask for the sale. I read a story once that a lady says she never buys from a person unless they ask her to buy whatever the product or service is. So, as you can see, these are 8 things that you can do that will give you a high likelihood of selling your product or service. Well, I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. Like my page, save it in your favorites, because I will be adding more.